one of the extraordinary things about the ferry is there is so much going on in quite a small space. It's very beautiful too, but there's also this extraordinary continuity. So there are families, if you see this guy in the boatyard in his rugby shirt, you know what, he's been here since he was a boy. and that, to me, it really brings a place to life.
You're one of the people was born here, and you've lived your whole life here, so that's, unusual, I think. And I'm imagining you as a little boy running around the boatyard.
I was pretty lucky, really, living down here. When I was probably 10, I probably started baiting up for the fishermen, which I did.
Right.
I used to bait the long lines up at night.
Yeah.
That's probably how I got going.
Yeah.
And I earned quite a lot of money doing it. At the time, we used to get, I think it was 2 and 6, right?
That's not
for
bad.
doing a tub of lines.
Well, that's not
And that would probably take me an hour and a half.
That's not bad.
Sometimes I used to do 4 a night.
Great.
The first boat I had fishing boat-wise was one we bought off Brian Aldous, which is an 18-foot-old lifeboat. I can remember when I was fishing, I was lobstering. So I used to go and haul the lobster pots before I went to work.
Yeah.
And I used to have 40, and I used to haul them by hand. And I used to think every lobster I catch was another house brick, because I built my house.
That's fantastic. When
That's a nice story.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a lot of lobsters.
Yeah. I trawled a whole engine up once when I was younger.
Oh, did you?
Spitfire engine.
Oh,
That's
did
in
you?
Luxford Museum. I couldn't lift it. I towed it in behind the boat, pulled it up with our Fordson major tractor beside the jetty.
Yeah.
And it went away at Duxford Museum.
Mm.
In the heyday, I mean, just for instance, Kenny Craig, when he was little, that little boat girl Shirl, and Pete used to work that with him. I can remember when I was younger, that boat used to be one plank showing.
Yeah.
There was so much cod in it,
Yes.
the little boat nearly sunk.
Yes.
Wow.
There was that much fish in it. Yeah, but they're all bigger boats now.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then they used to do long lining
Oh, right. Okay.
okay.
Right.
with hooks.
Right.
Right.
And you used to just nip round the corner there in front of Bordsey Manor, literally,
Yeah.
and you'd fill the boat up
Wow.
Right. Right.
with cod.
I was thinking of John White and his open clinker
Yeah.
boat, and of course that's the answer.
Because
Isn't
John
it?
used to trawl as well.
Yes, but he was doing long line fishing in an
John
open
never
boat.
lined.
Oh,
No,
didn't
he
he?
used to just trawl.
Oh, right. Okay.
His boat was a Gale Pam. When that was one Christmas Eve, the river was full of sprats. I can remember
right.
it when I was younger. And they had two boats, which is a pair trawl. It goes between two boats. I believe John was in it. Now, Jimmy Hearn would have been in one, and John and my father would have been in the other one. And they shot the net just off the river there, and it filled up.
Wow.
They got about 1.5 tons of
I
those
was going to say
sprats.
Christmas bonanza.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So they couldn't lift the net. They pulled it into the jetty, managed to get it into the side of the jetty
Yeah.
there. And the people coming down with, one chap, I don't remember, he came down with tea chests and filled them up. And they all went for pig meal in the end.
Wow, it's very, very interesting, isn't it? Because when we talk to people who've lived in the ferry for a long time, they say the fishing trade is dead. But it doesn't look quite like that. There's always been fishing here. There's still fishing here, and it's continuing.
It's in your blood, isn't it? It
Yeah.
definitely is. It's something you've got to love doing.
Yeah.
Because they always say that's the most dangerous job in the world, don't
Yes.
they?
Yes.
But I can't see that. I know some... I'd have thought there must be a lot more dangerous, like hand gliding, for instance.
Yes. Yes.
I'd say that's 10 times more dangerous than fishing.
Yeah.
Myself. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
no, you wouldn't get me.
I think that there's quite a generation in the ferry, who grew to love it and learnt to live here at a time when it was sort of in a boom time, wasn't it? At both the boatyard and the sailing club.
Well, I used to do a lot of dinghy racing, and that was when it was at its peak time here. It really was.
Yeah.
We used to start on a club line, for instance, go out to sea, do a triangle, 3 or 4 laps, race back in the river, and then its heyday, there was probably, I bet there was 70 boats out.
Wow.
People used to travel from London to come sail here for the weekend, often.
Yeah.
Especially the 5-0 boys.
And this sailing club had a terrific reputation because of the winds, particularly, sort of at Olympic and world level,
I mean, sometimes, just for instance, when they used to have Deben Week, Waldenfield used to hate it going to sea. If there was a bit of wind, they didn't like it.
Too dangerous.
They wouldn't go. What's a lot? They wouldn't go. They would not go. They always say if you can sail at Felixstowe Ferry, you can sail anywhere.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the sea you get here sometimes is
Yes.
quite horrendous.
Yes. Yes.
Swell-wise, anyway.
But the interesting thing about the ferries, number one, that there are people here who've been here all their life, and their family memories go back several generations. It's very unusual in a community of this size, I think. And the other thing is that it's still thriving. You know, it may be difficult and things are changing, but it's still vibrant.